Good morning. We're here at Coffee Connections with Nate and my dear friend and board member Marie, and we're doing our Monday morning Cracker Jacks. I hope you guys are ready, and I'm hoping that you guys thought about some things that might interest others, and we'll start, taking notes and keeping track of things. Today we wanted to come into Coffee Connections and introduce you to Nate because he is such an asset and a blessing to this community. From the time they opened up, they have stepped out and made a difference in Hilliard. And I'm going to let him talk a little bit with you about why they make such a huge difference, why they have such a connection to the people in the city of Hilliard, and tell you a little bit about his company. So Nate, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
What made you decide to take your business and use it as an avenue to make such a difference?
Yeah, sure. So very quick background. I have absolutely no business experience whatsoever. Have a ministry background, so I was a kids pastor.
Oh.
My wife has an elementary ed background, so we were kind of headed that direction. So very ministry focused, very how do we make disciples with Jesus, that sort of thing. So when God kind of said you were done doing that, you kind of birthed this idea of a community type thing where we can connect with people outside of the church, the people that wouldn't normally go to church. So how do we connect with those people? Because God loves them and cares about them too. So if they're not going to come into the church at all, how do we become the church to them in the community? And so coffee was one of those things that my wife and I absolutely hated. So the idea, as we felt like the Holy Spirit was showing us what was needed to be done, and it was coffee kept coming back over and over, and we hated it. We know, like, okay, that was definitely God. So that was easy to determine that one. So yeah, then we just took those steps to figuring out different things. God opened up all the doors that we have opportunities now. So none of it is up to our own understanding or money or experiences, all God opening all these doors. So we kind of took the same ministry mindset that we had and we understood and just applied that to our business, and so that's why we have what we have here. It's just kind of function the same way. But we're not a nonprofit. We're a for-profit business, even though what's a for-profit business? No, never seen that before. We made the reason we went that direction was because trying to open a nonprofit there was a lot of legal things. It just took a lot of time to open. Lots of different money and backing and all these things, but opening a for-profit business was just a lot easier and a lot faster, and you have a little bit more freedom. So we thought, well, what if we opened up a for-profit business that we channeled the profits that came in to actually go and do the work that needs to be done within our community or within our world.
Wow.
So that was kind of the mindset. So the idea is that every spot we open up, not only do we have a coffee shop, or it can go anywhere beyond coffee shop. It could be a car repair, it could be a nail salon, it could be whatever it might be. Something like that, something that actually adds value to the community, and then whatever comes in, the money that comes in after the bills are paid and that sort of thing, we would designate a good chunk of it that would go out to select different places.
Oh, wow.
So that was it. But so all of our tips go to nonprofits every month, so we select a new nonprofit every month to just kind of let the community know, hey, these nonprofits have been vetted by us. We have a very strict guideline that we put every single one through, making sure that the money actually goes to the project that said they're going to go to. So a lot of nonprofits, they take a lot of overhead to pay, blah, 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 and they only get like maybe 15 or 20% actually goes to the project. So we look at nonprofits that hit a really high margin to make sure the money actually goes to the good that actually has to be done. So that gives us a little bit of a comfort because people give their money to tips all the time. So we want the people to feel comfortable knowing that we've done our work, we know who these people are, that sort of thing. You can trust them. So that way if they want to give money to any organization, they can, hey, what did Coffee Connection give to them last year? Okay, I trust them to do that. So,
that's great.
But yeah, so the heart with the tips was really neat. When I was I worked at a previous coffee company and we received our tips every month. I didn't even know that was happening, and so all of a sudden I got this extra wad of cash every week. I didn't even know it was there. And I remember looking at this, I was like, wow, I can pay my cell phone bill, I can pay this, whatever. I felt like God was saying, no, that belongs to me, I want you to give that to me.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, really? So about a year and a half, I kind of kept that secret. I didn't tell anybody. I wanted to be like, you know what, this is between me and God. I wasn't going to expect anybody else. I didn't want anybody to know about that. And so when we opened up the coffee shop, one of the thoughts that I had was immediately like, why don't we just take that same mentality and apply that to the exact business as a whole? So we would designate a portion that came in to go out. So all of that's where the tips nonprofits come in. So roughly how it works, which is absolutely a God thing, about 10% of what money actually comes in goes out every single year. So it follows that kind of that standard that you would see within the churches recommending that. And of course, then we go over and beyond by giving out more and doing more things within the community. So we take more money to actually do with that. So it's neat to see how God kind of took a little bit of thing that he challenged me with, apply that to a large business context, and see that he's got this in hand. So it's been a really neat, interesting process. And we got to meet a lot of great people that are doing really good things in the community, which has been really cool.
Well, it's nice. I love the name Coffee Connections because I think that totally encompasses exactly what your mission is the coffee, and then you're connecting with everybody.
Exactly.
And your name always comes up. I mean, when someone's like, we need a place for a tea party, it's like, well, what about Coffee Connections? You know, I think Marie suggested that.
That's cool. That's
so,
cool.
you know, for everything. But yeah, and you run this with your wife?
Yeah, my wife and I run this building. The business, we also have dear friends of ours that are also co-owners within the business as well. So there's 4 of us that actually do it. And we all have the same mindset. How do we help people come to follow Jesus? How do we get people to open up about who God is? And then also kind of challenge the people that do know Jesus and say, hey, he's called us to make disciples. You're not making a disciple. Watch my business do it. It's not that difficult. You can do it too by just loving your neighbor and serving your city, which is our 2 mantras of the business. And so by showing that, allowing people to get involved, which is why we're involved in a lot of community things, because it's like, well, if we're here to make disciples and love people, and we're supposed to do it by loving our neighbor and serving our city. If that's really the case, then let's invite a lot of people to be part of that process as well. Yes. And they realize this is not scary, this is not frightening, this is something we can do together as a community. And from that, we can really change not just this community, but the world through that idea. So
that's perfect. Perfect. I mean, that's a segue right into what we were going to talk about a little bit today, and that's our Rock Your Journey that's coming up. And what we're doing with that is we are going to be down at the State House Rotunda, and we're going to be focusing on pictures of children who have critical and terminal illnesses. And we're trying to change the perception, similar to what you're doing with the community and with showing love to other people. And we're trying to teach people to show love to people who have disabilities and things, and treat them like a rock star and not like someone who needs to be feared, but to show them love. So we're going to talk more about that on another session, but we wanted to be able to share time with Nate and tell him thank you for everything he does for our community and everything he does for the families. And I'm hoping that in the near future we'll see at some of our events, and you can also go onto his website and see how you can use the back room. They have a really cool back area that you can come in. I love to come back there and look at the puppets. So, and have a great cup of coffee. And you're also at the library, aren't you?
Yeah, that is a joint operation between us and 2 other businesses, and we just opened up another location in the city at the Gateway.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a new spot for us. So that's about it opened last Tuesday, so we're 8 days in now, 9 days in now.
Congratulations.
So that's a brand new one. So that's a brand new community, it's a brand new feel, it's a brand new group of people that we can start connecting with. So we're hoping to even do more and leverage that influence that we can create down there from more possible things that we do. So.
Well, you're doing good things, and
Well,
we're really thrilled to know
Thanks for
you
having me.
and
Appreciate
honored. So,
thank you.
All right, well, thank you.